because actually we tried so many different doctors in so many top hospitals around Nairobi. Not to mention Nairobi hospital, maybe matter you take them around different doctors, but still nothing is working. Unakaa hivi mpaka unaanza kupita hizi post za stima za waganga, unaanza kufikiria maybe my solution is lying. It reach a point where you're like, sasa hii
ni uchawi. Hizo post za Watanzania zitafanya kazi leo. Waganga kwa bei nafuu. This is my favorite flavor, my favorite juice and flavor, pina colada. Like, it's my favorite one. I'm endorsing for free, but you guys might just wanna let them know so that I can secure this bag. But by the on the real napenda pina colada, yeah, fruitful, inakuanga there on point, especially right like especially unajua kudarzama kuna mara na mara wameni affect, especially like now we're in Dar, it's really coming through.
Cha muhimu today na team Manchester tumeshinda.
But you're gonna drop something very important. Anyway guys, welcome back to my channel, Nas Judy Kenya. Welcome to another episode. I hope you're enjoying your stay here. To all my new followers, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please go back, subscribe, because it is very, very free. Remember to share your comments, like this video, tell a friend to tell a friend that Nas Judy Kenya is the channel to come and subscribe to, because here we learn, we do everything. We do house deco, we do house tours, we clean together, we organize together, we go to travels together, we do health education together, we are all around. So there's something for everybody. So if you're into health things, this is the place. If you're into cleaning and things to do with traveling, things to do with cleaning, yani everything is found here. I try to be all around so that everybody can find something to enjoy here. And today I have a guest, you guys, and the guest is other than I have my husband on board, Babake Dashan and Tayan. So I end your Dad Tayan. Me and Mom Tayan is Dad Tayan. You can start calling Dad Tayan.
Yeah, Dad Tayan over here. So today I think we have a very important topic to discuss, which is centered around health, more so family health, which affects everybody. At one point or another, you might fall ill, your kid might fall ill, and for us specifically, we had something which really was a bother to us, which we feel is quite common now with so many parents, especially new parents, like when we are new parents, because the first time we had Tayan, we didn't have many medical issues, but when we had Dashan, it was quite a learning curve, because he fell ill, or rather he got a condition known as eczema, right? And to us, eczema tulikuwa tunasikiaga tu, we see like ni ugonjwa za kugoogle ama online diseases, but it hit us really hard.
Okay, for me, I had heard about eczema. I had encountered patients with eczema, but I never imagined or figured it would ever be home. You know, zile vitu nilikuwa nimesoma nursing school, but I never even paid so much attention because I never imagined or figured it would like be home, come knocking on my door. So even by the time my son got it, hata sikuwa najua ni eczema, because it started very strangely. To sport, you remember how it started? Like
I remember, and a funny thing I remember about that is that Dashan got some rashes on his face, and it looked like chicken pox, right?
I'm gonna be attaching the pictures and the video of everything, like how it started progressing, but we will narrate for now.
Yeah, so it started like rashes on the face, and I remember the first time, like I think for maybe people who have been in the same scenario as me, if you are maybe married to a person who is a medic and you're a non-medic, like the first time I saw the rashes, I told her, so because he looks a bit sick and everything. And I told just clear it. It's nothing. It's something harmless.
Kumbe ulikuwa unanichomea hiyo yote.
No, I was see kuchomea because you see like in every like I don't know scenario vitu kama za blame games zinaanzaga, so when it fully blew up I told you ungepeleka mtoto hospitali. Sasa angalia vile me progress, so we started that haggling like we should have taken the baby early and everything, and we started fighting and everything like we should have taken.
But it was a real friction of like
it was a big,
na nilikwambia, but then he's very good at na nilikwambia because he's the paranoid kind of a parent. Something small like this he wants us to go to the hospital. Mtoto amelia sana uncontrollably, ndio huyo tuliananga maraka tatu because Dashan is crying. Kuna time alikuwa analianga uncontrollably, you couldn't tell what it is until saa alikuwa ananiambia I think we need to go to the hospital. Nafika hospital there is nothing. So plus being a medic, we only go to the hospital when we are having hemorrhage.
Yeah, so it was one of those. So basically what I want to talk about in the video is about eczema. How it starts. It might start very innocently, just like a few rashes. Maybe it might clear for your baby, maybe it might not. But for us, it was very severe because I remember at some point the baby got admitted, and it was not fun because at the point at which eczema affects the baby to the point at which they admitted is pretty serious because it was affecting his whole body. He was bleeding.
Yeah. It was weeping.
And it was weeping. Yeah, that's the exact medical term. It was weeping. And it was really painful.
Na smell when it's weeping, it smells. So unasikia mtoto wako akinuka. You can you imagine hata wewe mwenyewe ukiwa na smell how you feel. So mtoto wako ati ana weep mpaka ananuka. Gosh. Na sasa hizo ilikuwa from mpaka around the penis. Kwanza for him seeing that on the penis really.
Yeah, it was sad because I remember the day at which the hospital decided to admit him. I really just went home, and to be quite honest, I really cried because I was like, this is now serious, because to the point at which your baby is admitted to hospital means he's in real danger. So it was quite a sad moment. It was a moment of just like reckoning and just accepting that it's no longer just skin disease, is something that could even risk his well-being. But as we sit here and narrate the story, we thank God because it didn't reach a point at where he was really affected. And I remember even before he got admitted, or even after he got admitted, like a scenario when he was admitted, he was being placed in a polythene bag with oil in his entire body. As no mtu alikuwa anawekwa kwa paper bag.
Yeah, like
because his skin was so dry, it was bleeding. Like the skin could not take care of itself. To the point he had to be placed in a polythene bag with a lot of oil, like mafuta kama
liquid
paraffin kama hii mafuta ya kupika, so that it could hydrate his entire body, it could stop bleeding, and his skin could be healthy. So it was a scary moment for us. He was admitted for about 2 weeks, and you know, like small kids when they're admitted, their mother is also admitted, so it affected our work. It affected everything. I had to, the minute I was out of work, I had to be there for them, see them how they're doing, go back home, be with Tayan, and it was a big wake-up call for us.
You see, that time when he was admitted, again, he was being pumped with steroid. You guys, you have no idea what steroid does. First of all, steroids will make your skin whiten like weirdly. It's not the good white, so anaka white ile mbaya, anatouch a picture and you can see that. And then sasa yenye scare it because steroids sometimes can make you have a hair loss. Alikuwa ni mtoto alizaliwa na hair mingi sana. Started falling off from like the side because of the steroid that he was being pumped.
Yeah, that was scary because hair loss, you know, you normally associate hair loss with something like chemotherapy.
Yeah.
So the drugs were affecting him like the steroids, right? The skin started thinning out. Kuna time mpaka ungeona veins zake.
Veins zake because in a thing. That's what steroid does. Yeah.
So that's basically the physiology of steroids. And it was scary.
Those things really used to affect us. Unaona mtoto wako like atakuwa steroid for how long? This side effect like might take over and do more harm than the good. You know, you're more scared, especially me having a medical background and knowing how they are like. It really used to scare me. I used to cry. Man, it was not easy for us at all.
Yeah, so if you're here and you're a parent, I know so many parents are battling with eczema because even us, when we were battling with it, we had so much input from other parents. We, like when you talk to somebody, tell them my kid is suffering from eczema, they tell you, eczema, it's so common, even my kid has eczema, but there are varying severities, like of eczema, like
there's mild, there's moderate, and there's severe. So us, we had the severe form of eczema. Is that mild? Like sometimes for mild, huwa zinaapia hapa on the corners of the knee. Mild eczema na zinaisha. Moderate might appear on more body part, but for severe, it's everywhere, and that's what was happening literally from the face On the neck, on the abdomen they were more, at the back they were more, on the penile region it's there. Kwa mguu mpaka wa leo he has permanent marks. Anakuanga nazo bado?
Yeah, he still has them, yeah. So it's
it
not
was like severe.
Yeah, so it's not like we're talking that we are out of the woods, because eczema also is something that can be recurring, right?
Yeah.
In a clear and then in a ruddy, but we thank God it's not affecting his health in a sense that he's bleeding or anything of that sort. We thank God. And as we continue, we just want to share our journey and share what we went through, how we resolved, and where we are right now, because we're not out of the woods. Because parenting is a continuous thing, and health is always something that can change in a jiff, in a second. So the key thing we wanted to highlight is probably some of the things that we went through. They're not medical, that some of them are social. Some of them, the key highlight for us was the social stigma. Kids generally have beautiful skin, small children. So when you have a kid who has skin which is different, which is a bit not so good to look at, and you had a kid who was so beautiful, so flawless skin, and then you transition to where his skin is rough, you just see him and you love the kid no matter how they look, but you look at him and you just feel like crying. You go to the doctor so many times, and you go to so many different doctors. You go from one doctor, you go to maybe a small clinic, and then from the small clinic they take you to the Moine hospital. Because I remember that time we went to Southfield Hospital. When it started,
we went to Southfield Hospital. We were seen by the first medical officer. You know what he said? He said, I think this is chickenpox. Even the doctors didn't know, because it started weirdly. Because even me, from the literature that I know, it didn't look like eczema. Because tulikuwa to spot to a rashes and tunakaa chickenpox. So the first time we were given calamine lotion is usually used to treat chickenpox. So to me apply calamine lotion, it kept getting worse. I'll show you the transition of the picture of how it started. So imeanza na pink, tumeanza the first MO, tukarudi tena tukasema this thing is not clearing, it's getting worse and worse. And this time sasa I'm so inasikia mimi nimedick and I can't even help. So sometimes it's not even about having the knowledge. Kwanza when you're a mother, you just even go blue. That's when you don't even know what to do. So niko hapo tumepatiwa calamine lotion the first time, haijasaidia. Tukarudi tena the second time field, tukaonekana na another medical MO, akatuongezea another mild, I think steroid. We applied, it wasn't getting any better, and nobody's even telling us what's happening, what should we do other than just this trying medication. From hapo tukaenda the main hospital. We were told to go to another doctor, I'll not mention the name, but now the doctor was just pumping steroids, and it was not helping. It would clear 2 weeks, 2-3 days, skin in a clear, and then again we are back at it, worse.
And you can imagine that doctor was highly recommended, because they were a specialist. You can see how I'm trying to play it there. I didn't say he or she. They were a specialist. Supposedly they were at the top of their field and they were the best, and we are recommended. I'm not trying to take anything from them, but we went there with high hopes. And even I remember coming from that hospital, we met another couple. I think one of them was their colleague, and even then they had problems. They are taking their kid there. The baby was a bit underweight. And then now we are there with our baby who is very fat and very healthy, but the skin is terrible. So different lanes, different problems. Raising kids is not a joke, it's not something which is easy, but what I'm saying is different things will work for different kids. Maybe you might be recommended to a certain doctor who might have a solution and might work for one baby and it's not working for the other baby. So we went to that doctor who was a high specialist in their field, but for one reason or the other, whatever solution they had was not working for us.
Because she's actually the same doctor who admitted our kid for two weeks and was put on steroid, again strong steroid. It was able to clear the polythene, but at least the severe stage ikapona. But once we were back home, another 2 weeks, I'm already na sasa niko job, so nimepatiwa leave, nimemaliza leave zangu zote, sasa niko ile tena emergency leave, tena we were back at it again. My kid again ana itch, sasa ana itch the whole night, you can't sleep, you can see the way the kid is in distress. Yani hiyo kwanza nilikuwa nanimaliza. Mtoto kuwa in distress the whole time because that thing can be itchy.
Yeah, it was just pure, I don't know, it was just pure torture for the kid. Every time they're itching, they're scratching, and when they're scratching, it bleeds. So it's very something which is visual. You can see the kid is suffering, and as a parent, naturally, with affection towards your child, you feel it at the core. And then, like I was saying, social issues. like maybe the doctor would recommend something, it clears kidogo, but even when you're going to church, sometimes you're going to the playground, sometimes you're going for social events like birthday parties, unaona watu hii wanaogopa mtoto wako, and that is something that can really hurt you even as a parent, because at that time he was less than 2 years old, so yeah, hata elewa like the kids are avoiding him, but you as a parent, you really feel it because you're like anakani kama kuna something which is contagious.
But wait a minute, not even the kids. By the way, for the kids, I never used to take it so much to the heart. It used to hurt me, yes, of course, because I'm human, and plus again najiambia huyu ni mtoto aelewi. Let me tell you the one that used to hurt me the most. Unapatana an adult, a whole adult, anakuza kai umefanyia nini mtoto? So mimi nimefanyia mtoto. You know, by the way, mimi nilikuwa nachukia kuulizwa nini. Kai nini umefanyia mtoto? After hizo mtu anakuza na shock, alafu anasema mimi nimefanyia nini mtoto? Like they are crying, ama umempaka nini? Kwa nini yako, you know, some people don't know how sometimes to, I think,
to express
or
like,
to ask questions. You know, you can ask question. Yes, hakuna mtu kama hata mimi nikiona mtoto maybe akona shida, I want to ask what I want to know, but there's a way I need to ask, you know.
Yeah.
Nika uone mtoto akona, unajua it's hurtful, like parents when wanakuwa na watoto kwa Down syndrome, muulize kwa nini kichwa yake ama sura yake inakaa hivyo, you know, it's hurtful. There's a way you can ask.
Yeah.
I think that it's more humane. I don't know, humane, yeah. So people sometimes can be very human. So me kwanza you're adults like asking, kwani umefanyia nini mtoto mama, mmempaka nini, kwani unampea chakula gani, and plus too much opinions, too many opinions nini.
Yeah, so that was a social impact. And the other thing is like when it gets to your head, so I would advise any new parent dealing with eczema, don't let it get to your head, because for us it inafika point wanatuambia ama ni vile mlikuwa mna expose mtoto sana, mnampiga mapicha, mnampost, so mtu akaangalia na macho mbaya, akakuwa na akamroga. You know, these things you might think they're foolish, but people tell you that, and at the time maybe you're suffering, they start getting to your head or messing with your head.
And you start believing.
And you start believing like maybe it's your fault, maybe you did something, you have exposed your kids to the wrong environment, to the wrong people with hiyo macho mbaya, or with that like uchawi. Because actually we tried so many different doctors in so many top hospitals around Nairobi, not to mention Nairobi hospital really matter, you take them around different doctors, but still nothing is working. Unakaa hivi mpaka unaanza kupita hizi post za stima za waganga, unaanza kufikiria maybe my solution is lying. At which point where you're like sasa hii
uchawi. Hizo post za Watanzania zinafanya kazi leo. Waganga kwa bei nafuu. Yeah,
you start thinking like maybe now you need to consult oracles or alternative medicine as they call it. But all in all, we learned our lessons, and I would say the doctor who really helped us and the solution that really helped us came from something like this, like the way we were talking to you. We talked to different people going through the same stuff, and a solution came out, and I think she's more qualified to talk about the solution than I ever will.
So eventually, we were able to see we have been admitted, we left the hospital, we go back home, and still the same thing. Me being a medical customer, no, we can't still be going the same thing, steroid, but it's helping for a short period, and then we bounce back to the problem. So we can't keep pumping my kid with the steroid, and I could see the severe effect it was causing him. So bahati nzuri, luckily, we got somebody who recommended, a very good doctor. I swear, Dr. Kaburu, God bless you. I mean, and he's a doctor, he's an old doctor with good experience with kids and everything. Nakumbuka hata kusema anapenda anavanga high waist na suspect nini.
He's always talking, every sentence you tell him something.
Before you finish. But he's amazing, he's good, he knows what he's doing, he's got experience, and trust you me, Ukai mentioned utapatanga tu lazima there's somebody who knows him.
Yeah, I doubt.
And he used minimal steroid, that's what I loved. He used minimal steroid, and it started clearing like for good. Like siku hizi we don't even experience it much, and then the fact that he was leaning more on like identify what is causing the risk factors and everything. He just told us to explore, like he told me to like mimi mwenyewe that time I was breastfeeding, he told me like to kuondoa,
cut out on some foods.
Like on wheat, on whatever, cow milk. Sunday hiyo time tukaanza ku explore even goat milk for our kid and camel for one, and it's expensive. We used goat milk for a while, and then from there katuambia kija tunaosha mtoto nayo, like we make sure like the water we are bathing the water tunatumia kubathe mtoto, it's not like hot, it's just lukewarm, because ikiwa hot sana inafanya skin ya mtoto ina dry, and especially with a kid who has eczema it makes it worse. So you make sure unamweka kwa lukewarm water, and then you don't dry the baby so much, ama you don't, by the time you apply cream you make sure like the baby hujamwacha for long dry, ni immediately when part dry you just apply some cream. So I can recommend Benedict cream. We will apply Benedict cream. We were using all item soap to clean, and then sasa alikuwa na to recommendia another mixture that had 4 drugs. Out of the 4 drugs, na hiyo ilikuwa kwa apply sasa zenye now akona flare up, because eczema it has flare ups. So like say yako na eczema, sometimes sasa unapata ako sawa, like he's not itching, there is nothing on the skin, but yako na permanent marks zenye zimebaki. But there are those times anapatanga hiyo flare up. So when you would get those flare ups, that when you used to apply this medication alituandikia, which had minimal steroid. Of the 4 drugs ulikuwa na steroid yenye si the strong one, and then imemixiwa na antibiotic, na ilikuwa imemixiwa na nini nyingine
kidia
Chamjinga. Nimeenda blank, but there were 4. I'll look for you just now and then I'll leave it on the comment section maybe. But the steroid that it was in this mixture was very very minimal, and that's what I loved it. So the most important was pia mosquitoes, because na affect hata saa hii akikuliwa na mosquito the flare up starts, anapata rashes severe like on the body. So mosquito net, applying the mosquito cream, it really used to help, in the diet. So basically it was just that we worked on the diet, we worked on the mosquito control, and we worked on the correct drug. Because I'm telling you, I swear, yes, ata prescribia the steroid cream, it will work, atakuwa smooth, like smooth, but I'm telling you 2 weeks down the line you bounce back. So it had to be a balance, and that's what we were lacking from all these other doctors. We were not getting that.
Yeah, and it was scary, because sometimes with the other doctors, maybe they recommend a steroid, it works for 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, like at that time we had like a different house manager, unapata text ama unapata picture, anakwambia Dasha anaumwa, anajikuna, bleeding. So it was really tough, but I thank God for Dr. Kaburu, because the minute he was recommended to us and we went and saw him, his hospital is at Nairobi West.
Nasi Nairobi West Hospital, because the first time I was told that I went to Nairobi West with the main, it's just near Moi Educational Center.
Yeah, Moi Educational Center is like a pediatric hospital. Most of the patients there, 100% of the patients there are kids. And the good thing, wanasemanga chema chajiuza, or something of that nature. Chajitembeza. When you go there, you'll just feel like this
place.
Yeah, it's not your mainstream hospital, it's not your Nairobi Hospital, Mat Hospital or Karen Hospital, but when you go there, it's just lines of kids out after, like the queue is so much, mpaka there's no space.
If you don't go there, by then you will not hack the long queue. You
especially
just
on Saturdays. On
Saturdays,
if you don't reach there, mapema like 7 or before 7, my friend, it's going to be a long day for you. But just make sure if you're having any special pediatric condition, just see Dr. Kaburu himself.
Yeah, if you go there, you find an assistant, just reschedule and book when himself is there. And let me tell you, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, the clinic is situated somewhere that is not very fancy. The doctor himself is not like ati, unajua, it's not all, lakini, hapo ndio kila kitu iko.
And luckily for us, he gave us a solution, he gave us management techniques. Like even every time, he even like used to encourage us and tell us, hii msijali, hii ni mosquito. Na kama nituambia ni mosquito tu ikimuuma kidogo, so contain him kwa net, apply like whatever you need to apply the spray before he goes to sleep. And those, I believe, is what we did, because we never used any extreme medication, as in si dawa zilimponyesha, we just the overall management, the control of the environment where the baby sleeps, how the baby is handled, what the baby eats. Those are the things that result here.
Mafuta.
Yeah, so
na hizo nimezimention, but
so
nitaacha kwa description box in case you didn't get it, you can take a screenshot after.
Yes.
But you guys, this thing is a monster. Yani we cried so many times, so many days, and it took time before it cleared. Kila siku naambiwa uta outgrow, and you want it to outgrow. You know when it's your kid, you want it to outgrow like tomorrow. So ukisikia tu ati, oh, by the time anafika 5 years, damn, I want it to outgrow, like I want it to clear like tomorrow. I don't want him to go.
Yeah, so walikuwa tuambia ati mtoto akifika, usijali akifika 5 years, hata saizi hajafika hiyo 5 years. So you can imagine at that time is 1.5 and somebody is telling you 5 years, like I have to see my kid going through so much pain, so much maybe stigma, and then we're thinking he's going to join school, he still has the same condition, he'll be like maybe stigmatized because you know how kids behave and everything.
You remember kwanza yote nituko kwa Dr. Kaburu, kuna time mtoto alimwangalia akaanza kupotea akiambia mom look at this one, alikuwa anaogopa because I think the kids wakiona skin iko different anaona kama kiniguza pia sasa hii ina transfer kwake. So I can understand the kid's perspective of course, but it hurts.
It hurts as a parent, obviously, when you see your kid is being discriminated against. You not take it so kindly. Hata kama ni mtoto wa 2 years or 1 year anafanya hivyo. But what I'd like to say, there's so many other parents who are going through so much different situations. You'll find different kids with even special needs, like you said, like with Down syndrome. You'll find kids with so many like speech impediments, with autism. But at the end of the day, you still have to make like find the best solution for your kid, no matter what situation they're going through, because it's ultimately your responsibility as a parent. And we thank God for giving us the strength, the courage to look for solutions, and ultimately we found a solution that up to now has been working so well. And like even right now, if you looked at Dasha, you wouldn't believe he was going through such a situation because his skin is back to normal, even though he has marks on his hands and maybe on his legs,
especially on the legs and the hands.
Like
but the face has cleared. Come daddy, where Dasha and Puja hapa. Come. Yeah, come. Oh, look at this one, champion. Kiongos. Oh.
So you can see him, he has glowing skin. You wouldn't even tell he's the person we're talking about. Say hi.
Say hi. I'm Dashan.
And I love Manchester. I like Manchester. So he's the little guy we're talking about. I'm sure she'll post the pictures of before and what he was going through, and you'll see the clear difference. So if we have not thanked Dr. Kaburu enough, I don't know if he's on social media, I doubt. But
I'll make sure I forward the link so that he can watch. But man, God bless you, Dr. Kaburu, so much. I'll make sure you watch this because you really came through for us. I would cry. You'll see the picture I'll post, but I used to cry every day.
Yeah, she used to cry, and even myself, like at some point it got to me and I was like, why is this happening? Because he had so much like glowing skin, perfect skin. He was a normal baby, and then all of a sudden something changes, and you're not even sure.
And then you have tried so many things, so it was frustrating because you've tried to mingi and nothing is helping.
Mkifika pali like as parents na nyinyi wote like you are educated and mnaanza
kubelieve
na kama uchawi yenyewe mjue. It's bad. It was bad. So
but his case was very severe. His case was honestly very severe. So ukisikia eczema saa zingine maybe wewe umeona mild utashangaa ai kwani eczema itakufanya usikie hivyo, but his was severe in a way that I was worried that you would go in a septic shock because the severity of how the skin, because kuna time nilikuwa namwambia kuna watoto ukiwa na hiyo severe because hiyo skin kuaffectiwa sana, the infection can get in and go into a septic shock requiring even ICU, and his was that bad. Ile yani akona anapata wounds kwa hizo mavidonda because they were really bad. So having that background used to make me feel like guy na mtoto wangu akifika hapo.
So guys, I think that's our story in a nutshell. We went through eczema, I think probably not the worst, but one of the most severe cases of eczema that could be experienced by a kid, where it tears up the skin, the kid is admitted. I remember our parents came, even our uncles, I remember even my friends from the Rotary Club of Nairobi Magharibi came through. They really encouraged us, everybody around us, they came through, and at the point that we had so much worry and so much like distress, a lot of our friends came to help us, came to support us, and we thank God for them because at least now we can sit here and encourage maybe somebody who's going through a similar, if not the same situation, and they can feel like things will get better for the child, because a child's well-being for a parent is the most important thing. You just want to see your kids healthy, you want to see them happy, you want to see them playing, and when it's not the case, it really puts you down. So take heart, and if you're going through the same thing with eczema, we would highly recommend Dr. Kaburu because he knows his stuff for pediatric medicine. Okay, thank you very much.
I hope you have seen that I'm very well dressed up, so that after this you're taking me on a date.
Yeah, definitely. Leo Manchester tumepiga watu mtu 5 sasa.
Wewe tunaongea mambo yetu tu unaanza kuleta Manchester. Look at this one. You guys, you see the way I'm so dressed up.
Yeah.
I'm just not dressed up for this video.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, that's our eczema story. And
you see now how happy we are. I'll post pictures of how horrible we looked back then.
Yeah, all of us, yeah. And even the sister who is acting as the director over here. Tell, come say hi.
Come and say hi. Kaisha hapo kama ka director.
Come here, director. Tell. I'm messing up my hair.
Oh, don't know, he's out at the kinyozi. I seriously like niguze nywele.
No, kuna difference ya kuguza na kuharibu. Director, tell and say hi. Hi. You remember Dashan when he had terrible skin? And now he's beautiful just like you.
How did you used to feel about it when he was going? He had a bad skin.
I felt sad.
You felt sad. Oh yeah, but he's now okay.
Your brother is now okay.
You felt very, very sad.
So guys, that's our eczema story. We hope it encourages you. It shows you that no matter how bad it gets, it always gets better.
Yeah.
Such is life, eh? Because
I
it had
hope
affected
you
him even mpaka kwa kichwa, alikuwa anajikuna, kuna manundu huku.
By then alikuwa na manundu mpaka kwa kichwa.
Everywhere kwa stomach. You can imagine in the private areas are weeping and they're bleeding. So it was really scary. But we thank God. Nothing much to say, but we thank God.
Alright, remember to say what?
I still want
Subscribe
to my channel.
Subscribe.
Thank you. Subscribe. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and always coming to my channel, and I hope you have learned something and you have enjoyed watching us. So share this video, share your comments and turn on the notification bell.
Na msubscribe saizi kwa sababu ni bure. Baada ya muda mfupi tutaweka till number pale. So saizi
inshallah. Ndio wakati ambao unafanya kabla tuweke ile ya kuchaji.
Ya kuchaji.
Haya.
Uses.